Hello and welcome back to Tom's Datsun Garage. Today we're on a bit of a field trip. As you can see in the background, the day has finally come. I'm picking up my 1972 Datsun 240Z parts car. All we got left to do now is head back to Florida. And Dave's working the camera at the moment, and you'll probably see him in a little bit. All right, we're on Route 70 and we're headed back to Florida. In tow, as you can see behind us, is the 240Z. That car has been riding our tail the entire time so far. In the driver's seat currently is my friend Dave. You may remember him from past videos. He's helped me out a bunch in the past with the building of the dolly for my 240Z, and you also saw him help me put the Sentra back together back when I did the refurb on it and did the rear brakes and that kind of stuff. You saw him in that video. Dave, his job basically takes him across the country in a truck on the road most of the year. It's what he does for a living. And unfortunately, on his time off,
I get to drive my own truck pulling a trailer.
he volunteered it. It's kind of ironic that he's spending his downtime doing what he does for a living, and he's doing it just because he's my friend. So life is good when you got friends like Dave and Kenny, and it's really awesome to have people help you like this. So I'll give you guys another update shortly. We're heading east out of Colorado right now. We're on 70, and we got about 26 hours left on our trip to Florida. We're going to try to do this thing straight through, and then I'll have to go to work Thursday morning. It's currently Monday afternoon, 1 p.m. So I'll be giving you guys another update in a little bit. First fill up in Kansas. So far, so good. 240Z is staying in place. None of the straps have loosened up. The trailer's doing perfectly. Tires are balanced still great. Wheel bearings are not overheating or anything like that. Very uneventful. Just taking in a lot of beautiful countryside and enjoying the trip overall. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the actual 240Z itself. But the truth is, I haven't really seen much of it. I haven't really spent any time going through it or over it. But don't worry, we'll cover this car in depth once we get it back to Florida. More updates soon. In Kentucky. We're headed towards Tennessee. So far, so good. Everything's been smooth. I caught a little bit of a nap this last run. We just filled up. I'm going to be driving now for the next few hours, so this tank of gas is gone. But incredibly smooth. The trailer has performed flawlessly. The Z hasn't budged an inch. None of the straps have loosened up. Everything's going smooth. We're about maybe 15 hours away from being back in South Florida, back at the house. So probably another update to come in a few more hours. We're stopping off in Tennessee, fill up the truck. Everything's still going pretty good. We did hit some rain, not a big deal. I think I could hear the Datsun rusting during it though. It's about to go from a very dry environment to a very humid environment. But that's okay, it's all for the greater good, right? I just love seeing that. Such a cool car. All right, well, we're gonna get back here on the road. Dave's gonna take over for a bit and start the last leg of our trip. According to our GPS, we should be home by probably around 11 o'clock tonight or so, something like that. So, but means we still have a few hours left in our trip and more updates to come. Stopping off in Atlanta for some hot wings. Still going smooth. Getting closer to home. Dave's still fresh as a daisy. Got a few hours left. Okay, it's Wednesday morning. We got back in around 12:30-ish last night. So the whole trip total from Colorado to South Florida straight through, we left Monday afternoon around, well, we left with the Z around 11:30 in the morning. Dave and I drove straight through, switching back and forth each tank of gas fill up, which wind up being around every 4.5 hours or so. It took us all of Monday, all of Tuesday, and until about 12:30 in the morning on Wednesday to get across the country. It went by pretty quickly. You know, we would switch off and then somebody would snooze for a bit in between their shift, so to speak. We would check the straps on the trailer for the Z and check the trailer bearings and tire temperatures and that kind of stuff to make sure there was no funny business going on with the trailer. The truck and the trailer performed absolutely flawlessly the entire trip. The hardest part about the entire trip was some of the traffic we encountered and a couple of construction sites along the way. But other than that, it was a very smooth trip, and weather was relatively good. There was 2 bouts of heavy rain, one up in, I believe, Georgia or Tennessee, definitely Tennessee, maybe Georgia, and for sure to welcome us back into the state of Florida. Not long after we crossed into the border, we hit some pretty heavy rain. But other than that, it was a very smooth trip. Because it was so late when we got back in last night, Dave took the trailer and the Z back to his house. We're not going to unload it here just yet. But here it is in the morning, and about to be noon here soon. Dave's going to be pulling up here any minute with the Z, parts car, and the trailer. Here it is a little bit later here. Dave is let me know that he's on his way over and that he is almost here, and he should be pulling in any minute. Ooh, here it comes. All right, we're gonna get this bad boy situated, and then I'll go back over a few things of the car. Dave backed it right into the driveway first shot. No mailboxes were harmed in the making of this video. Again, Dave does this pretty much for a living, so he made it look disgustingly easy. All right, we're gonna get this car off the trailer and get it situated. All right, here you go. This is where the Z is gonna sit. When it's time to work on it, I'm gonna roll it forward just a little bit, get the Sentra out of the garage, cut the wheel to the left, put it here in my yard, and then I'll take the Z, roll it back into the garage, turn the AC on, and get to work. Disassembling the car for all the parts I need, and it'll probably not be a roller after I'm done stripping it, which means I'll have to build something for it to just wheel around on, and then figure out what else to do with the rest of the parts that I don't use. And special shout out to Dave for once again coming through and being awesome and helping me with something with my project cars, from the body dolly to my 71 240Z to helping with the reconditioning of my 82 Sentra, and now the pickup in Colorado, delivery in South Florida of my parts car 1972 Datsun 240Z. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it as always, and I'll see you on the next video where we will go over this car, its unfortunate flaws, and my plans.